The hills of Los Angeles burned. Flames tore through the canyons, consuming everything in their path. Smoke choked the sky, turning day into a hazy twilight. Panic gripped the city. Was this simply a natural disaster, a tragic consequence of dry conditions and fierce Santa Ana winds? Or was something more sinister at play? The whispers started quietly, fueled by fear and uncertainty. They spoke of suspicious activity, of figures lurking in the shadows just before the flames erupted.
He started the West Hills fire because that was started at a parking lot. He's going to come over here and light up this area.
Oh my gosh. No, this is crazy. I can't even believe it because I'm like
a 30-year-old guy, you know.
Crazy because I'm like, how does a fire jump literal cities?
The fires were relentless, spreading with terrifying speed. Homes were reduced to ashes, lives were lost. As the flames devoured the landscape, they also consumed any sense of security. The city of Angels was under siege, but the enemy remained unseen, their motives a mystery. The fires burned, and with them burned the question: is this an act of nature or an act of war? Whitney Cummings, known for her sharp wit and observational humor, became an unlikely voice in the growing storm of suspicion. Her social media feeds, typically filled with jokes and light-hearted banter, took on a desperate urgency.
I just received from a friend of mine about the fires. I'm not going to cry because I got torn apart for my last TikTok video where I cried about my house maybe burning down. I'll spare you. She's on a plane and I said, you know, do you want me to go to your house and get stuff out? Like things that you can't replace. I'll go right now, even though the area is evacuated. She wrote back, you can't get in. Topanga's barricaded. The back way we use is being guarded by fire trucks now because some of the neighbors caught a guy setting more fires on the back of our hill. They chased him away. They called 911. I think they caught the guy recently in Woodland Hills trying to put gasoline in sewers. It's happening all over. Okay, happy to talk about climate change. I'm not a scientist, so I don't understand enough about it to weigh in. I think this is also a mental illness crisis. And what do you say, oft? What do you say, unalived? When someone unalives someone, I'm the first person to go, I'd like to hear their side of the story. I'm sure they should be in jail, but like, I just want to hear their side of the story. Arsonists, I don't need to hear your side of the story. Your story sucks.
She posted frantic updates, sharing first-hand accounts of strange encounters in the days leading up to the fires. She spoke of unknown individuals approaching residents, offering to clear brush for a fee. Her claims, initially met with skepticism, began to resonate with a public already on edge. Cummings, a resident of a fire-prone area herself, was adamant. This was not mere coincidence. These fires were different. There was a pattern, a deliberate hand at work. Her warnings, amplified by her celebrity status, added fuel to the growing firestorm of speculation. The question was no longer if someone was responsible, but who and why. As the fires raged, so too did the rumors. Stories circulated of black SUVs spotted near ignition points shortly before the flames erupted. Residents in fire-prone areas reported encounters with suspicious individuals, their faces obscured by hats and sunglasses, offering unsolicited fire prevention services. Were these merely the anxious imaginings of a community gripped by fear? Or were they glimpses into a terrifying truth? Social media became a breeding ground for conspiracy theories. Some whispered of eco-terrorists seeking to punish the city for its environmental sins. Others pointed fingers at disgruntled developers, eager to capitalize on the ashes of destruction. Each new fire brought a fresh wave of speculation, a desperate search for answers in the face of unimaginable devastation. The truth, however, remained elusive, hidden within the smoke and ash, a puzzle with pieces that refused to fit. The debate raged on. Were these fires a natural disaster, a tragic but inevitable consequence of California's arid climate and fierce winds? Or were they the result of a deliberate act, a calculated assault on the city and its people? Experts offered conflicting opinions, citing meteorological data and historical fire patterns. Climate change, with its prolonged droughts and hotter temperatures, undoubtedly played a role, creating a tinderbox-like landscape ripe for ignition. But the timing, the locations, the sheer number of simultaneous outbreaks all pointed towards something more than just natural causes. The sheer scale of the devastation, the way the fires seemed to erupt almost simultaneously across a vast area, defied easy explanation. The whispers persisted, fueled by a growing sense of unease. Was this simply nature's fury, or was there a darker force at work? Among the many theories circulating, one stood out for its chilling plausibility: arson for profit. The idea that someone or some group would deliberately set fires for financial gain was abhorrent, yet not entirely implausible. The potential profits from insurance fraud, land grabs, and reconstruction contracts were enormous. Could this be the motive behind the infernos that were consuming Los Angeles? The theory gained traction as people began connecting the dots. Rumors spread of shady real estate developers circling burned-out neighborhoods offering cash for charred lots. Insurance companies reported a surge in suspicious claims, raising further red flags. Was this a coordinated attack on the city? A calculated scheme to profit from chaos and destruction? The possibility, however remote, sent chills down the spines of Angelenos already reeling from the disaster. As the fires burned, so too did the need for answers. Law enforcement agencies launched investigations, but the task was daunting. Evidence was literally going up in smoke. Witnesses were scarce, and those who came forward offered conflicting accounts, muddying the waters further. The sheer scale of the disaster, with multiple fires burning across a vast area, made it difficult to determine which, if any, were deliberately set. The fog of uncertainty hung heavy over Los Angeles. The lack of concrete answers only fueled the speculation, the whispers growing louder with each passing day. Was this incompetence on the part of the authorities? Or was there a deliberate effort to cover up the truth? The public demanded answers, but for now all they had were more questions, more suspicions, and a growing sense of unease that something was deeply wrong. The people of Los Angeles deserved answers. They deserved to know if the fires that had ravaged their city, their homes, their lives were the result of natural causes or something far more sinister. They deserved a thorough and transparent investigation, one that left no stone unturned, no lead unexplored. Justice, in this case, demanded nothing less. The eyes of the world were on Los Angeles, watching and waiting for the truth to emerge from the ashes. The outcome of the investigation would have far-reaching implications, not just for the city itself, but for the way future disasters were investigated and understood. This was about more than just finding the culprits behind the fires. It was about restoring faith in the system, in the belief that justice, even in the face of such devastation, could still prevail. The search for answers continued, a beacon of hope amidst the ruins. The task ahead was monumental. Investigators faced the daunting challenge of sifting through the ashes, piecing together fragments of evidence, chasing down every lead, no matter how tenuous. The weight of expectation was heavy, but so too was the determination to uncover the truth. The fate of a city, and perhaps the future of disaster investigations, rested on their shoulders.